Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
absolutely.
Hey,
Cool.
let's shift back for a minute because I got some, so getting back to Coach and Travis. So we have been looking at this debacle that social media has ran away with all these clips and these blurbs and this, that, and the other. And Greg and I, we took the time to really understand what's going on. Everything y'all seeing on social media is bull, right?
It is.
Everything that's going on between Travis and his fiance and all that, you're blowing it out of proportion. None of that is really the actual factual of what's happening behind the scenes. Y'all stop drinking this social media Kool-Aid. Coach, tell us a little bit, because I know you know into this, and you can affirm and confirm what I'm saying as truth or fiction.
Well, he's going to a wedding, but I mean, blow that. But
I'm going to the wedding. But first off, she is a sweet girl, number one. I've only talked to her once because she reached out to me for Travis's birthday, and he did. He had this big video thing that she put together, with friends, and then some of his coaches from high school and all that kind of stuff. But on all this stuff that everybody's trying to get the clicks, talking about. If somebody took clips of them or any of us saying anything at any time, you could twist it and make it say whatever you wanted it to say.
Absolutely.
And that's all it is.
Exactly.
And they are, right now, the in the spotlight. So everybody's, again, I'll be filming every single thing that they do. And then, you take one clip and sell it, or, want to get it go viral, you can do that to anybody at any time.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's so funny that the one game, his I don't know if it was his last game where he just went crazy. He went nuts, right? 4 touchdowns, something like that. Yeah. So when she was coming out of the stands, they caught that clip and said she blasting him out, and he just had this wonderful game. She simply explained that the family was trying to get on the field, and she was having an argument with security
guards,
saying, let us down on the field. So when she walks up to Travis, he kind of like, hey, babe, you good? What's wrong? She was like, I've been arguing, this guy who let us down on the field. And so it looked like she telling him off.
And what really set it all the way off is they were holding the family back, but they let the visiting team's cheerleaders on the field.
Come on the field.
So that really made it worse. So again, that's the thing. You don't know what was happening in the stands before she got to that point. But they make something up to change the narrative and just run with it, and then everybody, she's this and she's that, and it's wild. It's wild how stuff like that just catch fire like that. They don't even know them. They don't even know them.
They don't even know. They don't even know. And it's so refreshing. And some people say, man, I ain't finna explain nothing to nobody, but your name is your brand, and people will run away with with the narrative and create that narrative. So you have to speak on some of these things. Jay-Z just released a song saying, hey man, don't put me in this with Diddy. This ain't the same thing, y'all. So you have to be like, I wouldn't say nothing. Let people believe what they want to believe. No, sometimes when you have a brand, you need to clarify some things. After the Heisman thing, she explained all that. She explained the photo shoot with Adidas and all that. She's like, I didn't even say, you want me to sit here? She's like, I'm not saying that. So people got to take their time and stop being the jury and the executioner in some of the things that they're doing, man. So big ups to Travis and his girl, man.
And they just look, it's like people look for anything bad to run with, because why? He just won the Heisman. He's on top. So let's bring him down before he even get going.
Let's bring him down, man. Let's bring him. If you're doing well in any category that people want to see you fail. Yeah.
That's right. It's just, because it's going to be a big enough challenge for, just him or just any of these cats coming out into NFL draft and going into the NFL, getting all this money and things of that nature. These women are hunters. Some of these women are there to really, seek and destroy. And they don't care. They're just looking for, quick hits, quick wins.
They're looking for that bread
and a payday.
Yeah, a lot of those women are groomed that way.
Absolutely.
It's a separate conversation, but social media is, it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of negative energy on social media about sack chasers and getting to the bag and, those type of conversations. These kids are you got to understand, like a lot of these kids are so young, they're still impressionable. So they don't have enough life experience to determine whether or not they're doing the right things or not at this point. They don't even know themselves that well.
Right.
So I
She
can't imagine.
She really likes me. She really likes me.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You're not going to know that. How many times, Todd, did our dads tell us, boy, stop, that girl don't like you.
Right. Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like how many times?
Just shake her head. Just shake her head.
Yeah, just shake your head.
Just look
like,
at
man,
her
please.
like, oh Lord.
Yeah, you got a long ways to go, man.
And what's wild is,
Look, man,
I hadn't even thought about it, but with all this that they blowing up in the media, with that, there's some old pros, as they say, that's basically getting a scouting report on Travis right now, waiting for the first game, away trip. They gonna know what hotel the team's staying at, and start the game right there.
Yep.
Based on what
like,
everybody's saying and all this other stuff.
I never understood that. How do you get that information, man? We stayed in the hotel about a couple of years ago, and one of these Western, I can't remember, one of these hotels downtown, and the Eagles were there, and it was a line of women, and I'm just like, how do they know where these people are staying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, it is crazy, man. But hey, I think Deion even tried to teach them when they was at
He brought that.
school.
Brittany Reiner.
Yeah. And she was like, look, man, we are like, basically, we know who you are. We know your stats. We know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
We are here to hunt and to make sure that we grab one of you guys, which is crazy, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Scouting report.
Exactly.
Scouting
Yep,
report.
that's crazy. But it's funny though, Travis, you mentioned something. You said, when you said that the dad is always saying, boy, that girl don't like you. I had to tell one of my boys had to tell me that from a damn stripper one time.
Boy, you was the weird dude on Players Club that followed Diamond home.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, it was the first time in the spot, and never been to one, and I was all in love. And he was like, boy, that girl don't like you. She just wants your money. And I said, yes, she does. I said, she got my phone number. Man,
Oh Lord.
Right.
You just spent your little $50 in there. You ain't had no money there. It
was before T-Pain. I'm in love with this stripper. It was before that song.
Right.
Oh my God.
Man. But seriously though, man, I definitely, like George is saying, what we wanted to definitely do was just to make sure we at least address some of the narrative, because, I mean, I can imagine going through that, especially if it's legit, and especially if you 100% like, are into each other, you love each other. It's just putting a whole nother level of pressure. But, I saw where on the internet where somebody was saying was like, look, if you put your girl out there, it's fair game. And that's the nature of the business. And I hate that, but that is so true. Even though you're trying to keep it private, you're trying to keep the family private and all that kind of stuff. But the minute people put, whoever out there on, and the internet is public and non-taxed. And so that's a sad thing.
Just to echo on that, Greg, trying to keep the relationship private at that age, at that stage in the game,
it's hard.
Can cause conflict between the couple anyway, because she may not be able to process that correctly. She may be like, well, you ain't hiding me, that type of stuff.
Exactly.
And then next thing you know, there's a real conflict between the two. So that's a tough balance, to be honest. That's a tough one.
And my biggest thing is, don't distract this man. Right. Everybody has this expectation of what he should do. You already did what you needed to do in college. Your professional career is a whole nother chapter in your life.
Right.
Leave these kids alone. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Before I
That's
took the
right.
time, to really research it and say what's going on with this, I was like, oh my God, he got to run for the hills because this is gonna ruin his career. But when you care enough to know the truth, you'll go find the truth, and not enough people care about the truth.
I agree.
Man, and another thought to me that I've heard somebody say, and I even thought about it too, is nobody, they're just out there on, I said on social media or TV or whatnot. What about all the other rookies and everybody else that's out there that this exact same thing is just not posted?
Right.
And then he's gonna go through the same thing because again, you're young, you gotta. They're learning every day something. They're learning every day. Well, don't go here, don't go there. Got to call for this. And the more it goes, at some point he's gonna have some security walking around with him 24 hours.
Oh yeah. And he's not as green as people think because just watching my son move around down at Bama, those kids are like little NFL players already. So they're used to a certain level of, I got attention, and I got to box myself off and stuff like that.
It was like that in high school. I mean, obviously he's #1 player in the country. With we go do 7-on-7s, obviously around Georgia, it's like that. It's teams there. It's all the other teams there. But when they're not playing, they come to watch us play.
Yeah.
Just to watch him. They're all sitting around. These dudes, you got other dudes and other teams. We won a national tournament over in Hoover, Alabama, and these teams from all over the Southeast. Any game that we were at, if they weren't playing, they were on. They were here just to see because he's putting on a show. So and he's got people yelling. I mean, you got adults yelling at him. Their son on the other team, and again, that's what gets him. That gives him that fuel to get going again. And so he's used to people always trying to get to know him and yell at him and to get him to respond. He's been doing that kind of stuff since high school.
Wow, that's good. Yeah,
that's good.
Which again is good that he did go through it because that's just a small version of what he's not. And all this stuff's not even. It's gonna get worse. So as soon as he signs that contract, it's all gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I mean, that's something that me and Travis was talking about. Me and George was talking about just in general, not just Travis Hunter. It was just to the point where, you got, these guys, the minute they sign these deals, it's escalating.
Yeah,
I'm talking about it is escalating. But the thing about it is, I hope that he gets somebody that can financially manage his, money and things of that nature, because it is a stat that over 85% plus of the football players that finish the NFL, half of them are, definitely struggling still.
I think Deion. I think sad. Between Coach Todd, Deion. I mean, he's close with Shador and Shiloh. He has a pretty good strong circle around him, and just the basis of the rudimentary factor of where he came from. Coach saying the kid had a plan. He's just that special kid. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Where
I can see that.
He got some pretty dope people around him. You know what I'm saying?
That's another reason for me back when, like I said, those schools, why did he go to Deion and all that kind of stuff? Because again, fast forward to right now, like all the advice that everybody that he said, Deion's been through it. He's been through being the spotlight, hated on, girls, all that stuff. So that's all that. I mean, all those schools that offer him, I love those coaches, but you can't in that top group that usually get the top players. Those guys hadn't been in a position where Deion was. Like that by anybody in the world, because Travis walking in with a bullseye on his back. On and off the field.
That's right. And Deion can provide that advice off the field. Right. Off the field advice. He can really, and I don't know, a lot of these coaches, background or whatnot, but I can't imagine them being able to relate at the same level that Deion can relate to somebody in Travis Hunter's position.
Absolutely. Deion, a full GOAT himself. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was doing music videos in the 80s.
Oh,
you know
my
what I'm
God.
saying?
Right.
He played a professional,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
played a professional baseball and football game in the same day.
Same day.
Crazy.
Right. Exactly.
Crazy.
Seriously?
And
You know?
again,
Crazy.
think about that. And this is kind of goes back to Braun. But when people saw him do something that's never been done before, all they did was hate on Deion. Why is he doing that? He's trying to help two different teams, and they hated on him for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wanted the spotlight. He's trying to help. He wants to win.
All right, Coach. I got a question for you. Right? You got Travis going to the league. You got Shiloh. Well, Shador. I guess Shiloh probably get picked up by somebody. How long do you think Deion will remain at Colorado, and do you think he will transition to the NFL? Because this Dallas Cowboys thing is out here, right? I want to hear what you think about that.
He ain't gonna do Dallas, man. Dallas,
I personally,
Jones.
Go ahead, Coach.
I personally think he's gonna stay in college.
Okay.
Right.
Because the setup up there in Denver is great for him.
Yeah.
There you go. He coming back.
Y'all still got me? Oh, I'm sorry.
We got you. You back. You back.
But the setup up in Colorado is perfect. If you see all the videos of his house. But what he's got them doing now up there is kind of like what Phil Knight's got with the Nike in Oregon.
Oh, wow.
How Oregon gets the new field house and locker rooms at Colorado is going down those Oregon lines with all the new stuff that he's put in. So and you think about he's generally building them back up from scratch. And then he signed Juju Lewis from Carrollton, #1 quarterback and the Gatorade Player of the Year in Georgia, 5-star. He's that's Shador's replacement.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. What else we got, G? What else on the menu?
Man, I think we hit it all tonight, man. Coach came in and gave us the real insight that you never get. You never get the real insight of seeing the maturation of a player and where they were right before. I mean, just that type of player. I just, most of the things he said, I figured a lot of that was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Just a special kid. You can't build that. You can't make it. All you can do is kind of give some direction to it. So,
let me give you one more. Let me give you a story that's funny, but again, it gives you that competitive, his nature, whatnot. I have one of my cousins on my pop side. We were playing. This was again his senior year. We were playing Pebblebrook in the second. I think it was the second round of the playoffs. And he hit me up and said, "Hey, cuz I got a bet with a guy at the job. That his son is the starting corner at Pebblebrook, and he said he's gonna shut Trav down." He said,
wow!
Hey! He said, "Let Trav know, cause I need to get that money now." And I told Trav in class, I said, "Hey, Trav, look, my cousin got some money on this game because he said that the other guy's son is the corner," and he just laughed. All right, so he had Travis having one of his games, but on one of his touchdowns that he scored, he's running and he's probably 10 yards from the end zone by himself, slows down so that kid could catch up to him. No lie, slaps him upside the helmet, and then goes in and scores. And he comes and tells me, "And I tell your cousin, go get that money." And tell me get that money. That's a true story. He said,
"Oh my God!" So it's funny that is hilarious. Wow. I do want you, before we close it out, I do want you to touch base on. You was about to touch or embark upon something really good knowledge and around. I think George asked you about Deion.
Yeah.
Will Deion go to Dallas or will he stay in Colorado? And we had a few technical difficulties, but I want you to sort of kind of touch bases on that. Your thoughts around that again?
Yeah, I think he will stay because again, he has #1 quarterback.
They don't want him to answer that one. That's
Oh, you talking about the Cowboys one? He's gonna stay.
Every time you start talking about it, coach, your signal go out. It's like, they blocking us. They jam.
Coach got his finger on a little trigger. He was like, "I'm gonna act like I'm gonna talk, but I'm gonna press this button."
It gets to the same spot. But I think he signed. They got the #1 quarterback, 5-star quarterback coming in from Carrollton, Juju Lewis.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal. And so I think he's going to stick around for that. But he's also got, I mean, this is what he's building and what he's built. I mean, you got I think he was a 5-star D lineman from Alabama that got in the portal. He just signed with Colorado from Alabama.
Yeah.
Right. He's getting Trav from Georgia. He's getting these receivers from Texas and Florida.
Yep.
Those are and think about this now. Those are the exact same states that the LSUs, the Georgias, and the Alabamas
recruit from.
They recruit from Georgia, Florida, Texas, all those. And he's got them going to Colorado to play in the snow.
Yeah.
So we don't want to play in the snow. But for Deion, knowing again that is bigger than football, the football side, he's going to get you ready. But that off the field stuff and to legit prep your mind for the league. What other coach? I mean, I don't know. I mean, because I've been doing it. But if y'all can think of what other college coach would you're going to get the real deal from?
No. And the scouts are coming. The scouts are coming now. The scouts are coming.
And half the scouts now look like they want a job to get on the staff.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Because I mean, like, think you got if you're a defensive lineman, who's your D line coach? Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp. I mean, dumb.
I mean, so I mean, that's what I mean. It's like it's that's why I think he's staying. Because he's really, really legit building something different in a whole different place.
Yeah. That's cool.
Makes sense.
That's cool. That
cool.
makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, I'm gonna let you off the hook. I really appreciate you taking the time. I ain't gonna talk about, the
hey, I'm from the country now.
Of it all, but no, real talk. You and Trav, I appreciate you guys definitely coming on, definitely spending the time with us, guys. I mean,
absolutely,
I had a great time. This is cool.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
appreciate it.
Absolutely. G, you want to take us home, bro?
South Georgia,
man.
Boy.
That's right.
That's it. The Lampkin guys. Hey, man, we've had a wonderful conversation today. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. And this has been What's on the Menu. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right.
Stay on, guys, so we can upload it.
1 second here.
That was cool, man. That was a cool conversation.